What's up, villains? I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on the latest Dragon Ball Super episode. Now, this episode I thought was probably one of the best episodes in the Black Goku arc. I don't think it's one of the best episodes in Dragon Ball Super. I think other episodes have surpassed it, but it definitely held its own, mainly because we got to see a little bit of everything in this episode. And the only gripes that I really have with this episode are two of them, and one of them is something that they kind of changed and to explain something that happened in Z, and then the other thing was Zamasu. So let's go ahead and go into the episode itself. First of all, one of the best things I like about this episode is I like the fact that Goku defeated Zamasu and with the Kamehameha after Trunks and Vegeta, both Trunks and Vegeta, also gave Zamasu a struggle with it, kind of showing that mortals are powerful, way more powerful than Zamasu thought of originally. So I definitely like the way that it kind of tied in the themes of this saga into the beam struggle against the giant energy ball, and it exploded in Zamasu's face, and Zamasu got deformed. The Kais, the Supreme Kai of Universe 10, told us that it's because half of him is mortal, half of him is not mortal. He's basically an abomination. He's not supposed to be, meant to be alive. Basically, he's between limbo, and that makes sense in most aspects. In my opinion, it makes sense. How can you be mortal and immortal at the same time? The fusion starts kind of deconstructing itself a little bit, and I do like the fact that they decided to go ahead and make him more monstrous looking, sort of like he wants to be this god, but instead he's more of a demon than anything else, in my opinion. And if this fusion had taken place, say, with two immortals, like say both Super Saiyan Rose, Black Goku, Goku Black, and Zamasu, Immortal Zamasu, both of them were immortals, I think that the fusion would have worked the way it's meant to be. And then after this, after both Goku and Vegeta get defeated, Goku asks Vegeta to fuse with him, and then we get probably the biggest controversy so far that I'm going to go ahead and get into a different video, but is that Vegito is now, the fusion with the Potara earrings is not permanent like we've heard in Dragon Ball Z, and we assumed it was. Instead, it only lasts an hour for those of people who are not gods. So that's the reason that they defused inside of Majin Buu. It was just a coincidence that Majin Buu absorbed them. That's kind of when the fusion timed out. But as we see later on in the episode, that the Super Saiyan Blue Ki that comes from both these Saiyans is so powerful that it shortens the time span of the actual fusion itself. And so that can make sense for when Vegito gets absorbed. It kind of times out the fusion a little bit early, because I think it was way less than an hour that they had that in Dragon Ball Z. And people are upset. I'm going to go ahead and get into that in a different video, but we get that, and then Vegito completely mops the floor with Zamasu, is kicking his ass. He's completely destroying Zamasu. He's way faster, way stronger. Zamasu starts showing his weaknesses. He is a lot weaker. He's getting his ass whooped. He's not as strong as he thought he was. He wasn't as strong as he was when he had the giant halo around his back. He isn't as powerful as he was then. And when it comes to gameplay versions of Dragon Ball Xenoverse, say in a DLC or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, I would like to play with the Zamasu with the halo around his back. I don't really care to play with the Zamasu that gets the giant arm and becomes larger. That's kind of the other point that I didn't like, is I didn't like that Zamasu was getting bigger and more bulky. I didn't like the transformation, I guess. I didn't like the way he looked. And then the fusion times out, and that is where they are completely vulnerable. I love the fact that both of them get punched at the same time and get knocked out. And then Trunks takes his sword, gets his sword back. It's only half of it though, and then basically he uses that technique, which he didn't know he could use it, or that he had the ability to use it. He uses the technique that absorbs the energy of living creatures on the planet, and it seems like there's only 30 of them, which are the humans, and then uses that. He gets a very small spirit bomb and then it absorbs into his sword and it becomes a spirit sword, I'm assuming, I guess. And at that point he cuts Zamasu in half, starting with the groin, of course, just cuts him right in half. And at that point Zamasu looks like he is being destroyed. And I like this episode. I like the fact that they made Trunks the one that is going to kill Zamasu. I like that. Though we do have the leaks that say that Zeno is going to come. We did see Zeno in the preview of the next episode, so I think he's going to come and finish Zamasu off. But I like the fact that Trunks is the one that destroys him. People are saying that it's unfair that he gets this ability or whatever the case might be. I'll go into it later on. I liked it. I liked the way that he that Dragon Ball Super, basically Akira Toriyama is trying to find fresh ways to add new abilities. I mean, Zamasu had a plethora of new abilities. The Spirit Sword had the Spirit Blades. Trunks' own sword has also, become some sort of spirit, spirit blade or whatever. And I like it when Zamasu was about to cut Vegito, and then Vegito just stabs him, and he's like, "I can do this too," because he was the original sword user, or energy sword user when it came to Dragon Ball. So ultimately, I really did enjoy this episode. I cannot wait for the next episode. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. I'm hoping that we do something else besides the big multi-universe tournament, because I feel like it hasn't been enough time. I mean, the Black Goku arc was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, but it hasn't been enough time from the beginning of Dragon Ball, from the Universe 6 tournament all the way to this tournament. So hopefully there's another arc coming. I hope there's no filler. I really don't want any more filler, but I hope that Akira Toriyama has something fresh for us to look at, or whatever the case might be. Or hopefully, if it is the next arc, the next tournament arc, I'm hoping that it is something that is a big, huge arc that is maybe split into multiple arcs, but it has one huge theme. I guess maybe that's where I'm going with this. But anyway, guys, enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts on it. If you like this video, go ahead and drop me a like. If you like the episode, drop me a like. And if you want to go ahead and support my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Become a villain today. This is going to be the ending of the video. And if you want to go ahead and see more, I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.